General Hospital spoilers tease that Drew's death is becoming one of the most haunting events in General Hospital, not only because of the great loss but also due to the mysteries and conspiracies surrounding the case. No one could have predicted that Drew would meet such a tragic end, but what has shocked everyone even more is that Jason's fingerprints were found at the crime scene. This immediately makes Jason the prime suspect, throwing him into a tense and dangerous investigation. Before Drew disappeared, he had significant tensions with many people, especially with Jason. The two share a complicated history, having clashed over identity, family, and loyalty. But could these tensions be enough to make Jason a murderer? Or is this all a cunning trap set up to blame him? The discovery of Jason's fingerprints at the scene not only places him under suspicion but also sends shockwaves through those closest to both men. Carly, Sam, Sonny, Jocelyn, and others are all dragged into this storm as they face the possibility that Jason might be a killer, or worse, someone is deliberately trying to destroy him. Will they have enough trust to stand by him, or will they start to doubt him? The story of Drew's death is not just a murder case, it's also a dangerous game of power. If Jason is truly being framed, then who is behind manipulating everything? Several theories are emerging. Could Sidwell be involved? He had clashed with Jason before, and it wouldn't be surprising if he wanted to eliminate Drew and frame Jason as part of his revenge. But we can't rule out the possibility that Brennan or another force may have orchestrated everything to achieve a darker goal. This case threatens not only Jason but also shakes Port Charles to its core. Those involved are all drawn into the investigation, while the police continue to ramp up the pressure on Jason. With more evidence mounting against him, Jason could be arrested at any moment. If that happens, he'll have to fight to prove his innocence, but will he have enough time before it's too late? However, one thing is certain, whether Jason killed Drew or not, this case will change everything. Relationships will be tested, alliances will waver, and those lurking in the shadows will begin to reveal themselves. Drew's death is not just a simple shock, it's triggering a series of unexpected consequences, altering the order of Port Charles in unpredictable ways. Can Jason uncover the truth and prove he's been framed? Or will he face one of the biggest battles of his life, a battle not only against the law but also against those who want to bury him forever? As secrets slowly unfold, this story is set to become one of the biggest turning points in General Hospital's history, and no one can predict how it will all end. Carly and Anna are in total shock as new information continues to surface about Jason's case, each new detail leaving them more confused and worried. They cannot believe that the man who was once their most trusted protector, who sacrificed so much to protect his family and friends, could be involved in such a serious case. The new developments are full of obsession, with Jason being accused of masterminding a horrifying crime. Both Carly and Anna know Jason well. He is not a man who would commit senseless, brutal acts, but the evidence against him is undeniable. Jason's fingerprints at the scene where Drew died have taken things to an entirely new level. This is no longer a case of suspicion or a power play in the shadows, this is a real murder case, and Jason is the prime suspect. Carly can't accept this. She knows Jason has always protected his loved ones, especially Drew, despite their complicated past. Meanwhile, Anna, with her instincts as a seasoned investigator, senses that something isn't right. Everything happening seems too perfect to pin on Jason, as if someone has orchestrated this meticulously to make him the fall guy in a larger scheme. The new revelations are making the General Hospital storyline explode in ways no one expected. Jason is not only under suspicion but now faces near certain arrest. The police are gathering more evidence, and if they find anything else linking Jason to the case, nothing can stop him from being thrown in jail. Carly and Anna know their time is running out. If they want to save Jason, they must act immediately. Carly has always been someone to react instinctively, but this time, she knows just acting on emotions won't be enough. She must uncover the truth, investigate like a real detective, and find the cracks in the case before Jason is formally charged. Anna refuses to stand by idly. Using her skills as an experienced agent, she decides to dig deep into the case, looking for any inconsistencies in the evidence the police have gathered. As they investigate, both begin to realize that this is no ordinary murder case. There is some force behind manipulating everything, setting everything up perfectly to make Jason responsible. Could this be a scheme by Sidwell? He has a deep grudge against Jason and may be using this opportunity to exact revenge. Or could this be Brennan's doing, trying to consolidate power and remove Jason from the game permanently? Maybe an old enemy Jason never suspected is pulling the strings behind the scenes. The deeper they dig, the more Carly and Anna see things don't add up. The evidence is too clear, almost like a perfectly set up plan, as if someone wants to ensure that Jason has no way out. If this is a deliberate plot, then Jason isn't the only target. Carly and Anna could be drawn into danger as well. While Carly uses her underground contacts to gather information, Anna focuses on analyzing the evidence from the police and the FBI. They realize time is running out. Once the police have enough to charge Jason, his conviction will just be a matter of time. And if that happens, finding the truth will be harder than ever. Despite all the evidence pointing against Jason, Carly and Anna believe this cannot be true. They know Jason is capable of many things, but killing Drew is not one of them. But how can they prove that when everything seems to have been perfectly manipulated? What is happening is not just a fight to prove Jason's innocence, it's a race against time, where any mistake could lead to devastating consequences. Carly and Anna have no choice but to dive into this battle, no matter the danger, no matter who is watching them from the shadows. Can they uncover the truth before it's too late? Will Jason really be convicted for a crime he didn't commit? And most importantly, who is really behind all of this? As things spiral further out of control, GH is entering a new explosive phase, where no one can predict what happens next. One thing is certain, this story will not end simply, and the secret still waiting to be uncovered will change everything. Sidwell is no longer just a figure lurking in the shadows, manipulating everything from afar as he did before. This time, he has a clear plan, a meticulously calculated strategy to achieve his ultimate goal. No longer just threatening or applying pressure from behind the scenes, Sidwell is carrying out a series of dangerous actions to ensure that he not only seizes power but also makes those who dared to oppose him pay the most terrible consequences. Everything happening in Port Charles revolves around the intricate moves that Sidwell had set up long ago. He's not in a hurry, he doesn't act impulsively, on the contrary, every step he takes is with a specific purpose. He has studied each enemy's weaknesses, used complex relationships to push them into checkmate, and most importantly, he knows exactly when to strike for the greatest impact. One of Sidwell's boldest moves is orchestrating the perfect crime to place all the blame on Jason. Jason has always been a dangerous figure to the underground powers in Port Charles, someone with enough skills and loyalty to never be manipulated. But this time, Sidwell has set everything up perfectly, trapping Jason in a way that there's no escape. Jason's fingerprints are found at the crime scene, all the evidence points toward him, and now, not only is he a suspect, but it's almost certain he will be arrested. This is not just a heavy blow to him, but a devastating strike to those who once trusted and supported him. Carly, Anna, Sunny, each of them is now in a state of confusion, unsure whether Jason is truly capable of such a crime or if he's just a pawn in a larger scheme. But Jason is not the only target. Sidwell has planned to systematically eliminate anyone who could threaten his dominance. He doesn't just want to get rid of Jason, he wants to plunge Port Charles into chaos, create a situation where no one can rise against him. And to do that, he must eliminate key figures, one by one, in ways no one could ever predict. Sidwell knows that no one can control Port Charles without absolute power, and true power doesn't just come from eliminating enemies, but from controlling the fear of everyone left standing. Once figures like Jason are removed from the picture, once Carly and Anna are pushed into positions they cannot escape, once Sunny is too weak to fight back, Sidwell will be the only one holding control over the city. His attacks are no longer isolated incidents, they've become a series of systematic moves bringing him closer to his goal of dominating the entire underground world of Port Charles. But he also knows he can't let too much show, can't act too openly. He must ensure that everything he does seems plausible, so that if anyone tries to reverse the case, they won't find any evidence pointing back to him as the mastermind. Sidwell's steps not only create a terrifying obsession, but also push Port Charles into a new period of chaos. Those who once thought they could control the situation now realize they have underestimated Sidwell far too much. He's no longer just a puppet master from afar, he's a real monster, someone willing to do anything to achieve his goals. But the biggest question remains, will anyone be able to stop Sidwell before it's too late? Carly and Anna have begun to suspect that a larger force is behind everything that's happening, but can they uncover the truth before Sidwell strikes again? If no one can stop him, Port Charles may never be the same again. With each passing day, Sidwell's plan draws closer to its conclusion, and one thing is certain, once he achieves his goal, no one in this city will be safe. A dark new era is approaching, and those who once thought they could control things will now face the brutal truth. Sidwell is no longer lurking in the shadows but has fully emerged, ready to take everything for himself. Jason will soon be released on bail, but that doesn't mean everything is over. On the contrary, this is just the beginning of a series of explosive events like never before. When Jason walks out of prison, he carries not only the weight of false accusations but also the smoldering fury inside him, a fierce drive to seek justice for Drew. Drew's death cannot be overlooked, and Jason is not the type to sit idly by while the mastermind behind this plot remains free. Jason has always been a fighter, but this time, he's fighting not just for himself, but for the honor of a friend, a teammate who once fought by his side. What makes it all even crazier is that all the evidence against Jason has been perfectly orchestrated, leaving him brutally accused. But Jason is not an easy person to take down. He knows there's a force behind all of this, and at any cost, he will find the mastermind. The confrontation between Jason and Sidwell is no longer a distant prospect, it's approaching fast, and both of them know this will be a relentless battle. Sidwell may have tried to frame Jason, but he didn't foresee that it would be Jason hunting him down until the end. This battle is no longer just about personal revenge, it's about a fight for power, reclaiming honor, and above all, taking back control of Port Charles. Jason has nothing left to lose. He has been falsely accused, hunted, betrayed, and now, with his freedom, he has no reason to step back. He knows Sidwell is a dangerous man, someone who can manipulate everything from the shadows, but Jason is not one to be controlled. With his vast experience in the underground world, Jason understands the only way to win this war is to strike first. While Jason plans his attack, Sidwell isn't waiting around. He knows Jason won't let this go, and he's ready to respond. Sidwell is not just a schemer, he's someone willing to do anything to achieve his goals, including eliminating anyone who dares to stand in his way. He's manipulated everything to make Jason the prime suspect, and now, he knows that if he doesn't deal with Jason soon, he could lose everything. In the shadows of Port Charles, a storm is brewing. Old alliances are being tested, neutrals are being forced to choose sides, and those close to Jason are feeling the heat of this war. Carly and Anna know Jason won't stop until he finds out who harmed Drew, but they also know Jason is walking into a very dangerous battle. Can they help him without putting themselves in harm's way? Sunny also senses that a major war is coming. Jason has always been someone who can protect himself, but Sunny knows that this time, Jason isn't just fighting a simple enemy, he's fighting a system, a plot built to destroy him completely. Sunny understands that if Jason fails, Port Charles will no longer be the place he once knew. The confrontation between Jason and Sidwell will not just be a simple fight, it will be an event that will completely change the landscape of Port Charles. If Jason wins, he will regain his honor, expose the entire plot, and reclaim the control he once had. But if Sidwell wins, it means a new, more dangerous force will rise, one no one can stop. Jason is walking a road with no turning back. This confrontation will have no negotiation, no compromises. Only one will survive this battle. Jason knows this, and he is willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that the survivor is not Sidwell. As the two most powerful forces in Port Charles prepare to clash, one thing is certain, this will be one of the biggest battles General Hospital has ever witnessed, and its consequences will change everything forever.